There were no signs of a break-in, so it's possible that Emily knew her killer. Now, it's also possible that she disturbed somebody who was already in the house. We have alibis from the family confirming that they were all together at the grandmother's house for the entire evening. And they also returned home together, mistakenly believing that Emily was in bed. I mean, this is a wretched case. She was a beautiful, intelligent girl out celebrating her exam results. No one has anything but good things to say about the Harrogate family, but we are going to concentrate on the family. I want as much information on them as possible.
Are you going to stay with me?
Yes, of course.
I can't believe it's happened. I keep thinking she'll come home and it was all a nightmare. What do we do now?
We have to stay strong for the boys. And then we have a funeral to arrange.
Where did you go last night?
I told you I had some papers to check at the office.
But if you hadn't gone, we would have been home by 10.
No, do not do this, please.
Papers at the office? Do you really think I'm that stupid? You've been lying to me for months.
I've just made some tea. I think the less you say about the office, John, the better.
You didn't answer my question, James. So let's start again, shall we? You did not, as you stated to me yesterday, spend the entire evening here at your grandmother's. Instead, you left for a considerable amount of time. Now, where did you go?
Nowhere, really.
Not good enough, James. Where did you go?
If you walked around, just tell us. We need to clarify the exact time you left and returned here.
Your father left before you, didn't he?
I don't really remember. Not the exact times.
Where did your father go?
I don't know.
Did you go and look for him? I mean, it was the middle of dinner, wasn't it?
Yes. Mother was getting upset.
About what?
Dad not coming back. We started to eat.
Where did you go, James?
I was going to go to his office, but my bike had a flat tyre. I sometimes leave it here to go and ride it in the park.
Did you all arrive here together?
Yes, we drove.
Oh, it's a very short distance from your house to here, isn't it?
Yes.
How did you walk?
I don't know. Dad just took the car.
Yeah.
A new witness just came forward. She's at the Harrogates.
Go and question her. Oh, and Satch, do me a favour. Walk it. See how long it takes. So you're telling me that you left here to look for your father, but you changed your mind, is that right?
Yes.
Because your bike had a flat tyre?
Yes.
You were gone for some considerable time. Why didn't you come back here to the house? James? Or did you go home?
No, I did not. I didn't go home. I didn't have a key.
And you didn't go and look for your father?
No.
Sorry, I think you've been questioning my son for long enough.
She wants to know where you went, Dad. When you left here.
Can I speak to you alone? James, will you? No. Thank you. Actually, I did leave the house here. I had a meeting at my office.
Yes. Mrs. Masters already told me.
I'm sure she did. Meeting just took longer than I'd anticipated.
And do you have a witness? Someone who can verify this?
Why would I lie? I had some business to deal with and I went to my office. Can't possibly think I had anything...
Mr. Harrogate, yesterday you stated to me that you spent the entire evening with your family. Now you're telling me you were absent for some time.
I have a witness, somebody who works with me who will, I'm sure, verify that I was there for about an hour. Then I returned here to my family.
And that witness is?
Her name is Dora Hills. I had to give the woman your name. I'm sure they won't even want to talk to you. They just want to know where I was the night it happened.
I don't care about that. When am I going to see you?
Darling, please, it's very difficult. I can't just leave the boys. We're at my mother-in-law's. Our house is still being checked over.
I always take second place. Always.
No, you know that's not true.
Well, then why aren't you here with me?
Because it's impossible for me to leave. I'll call you later.
Mother's cooked lunch if you want something. I can't eat.
Deirdre, how long was James away from here?
Almost as long as you. Whatever time that was. He did go looking for you.
He didn't come to the office.
Why you had to go to the office on a Thursday night when we always,
For God's sake, Deirdre,
always
this is
had
serious.
dinner
They
with
have
Mother.
started asking James where exactly he was.
What are you saying? That he went home? Is that what they think? That he had something to do with this? No, they can't think that. He went looking for you. He never would have had anything to do with Emily's murder. That's what they're saying now, that it was murder. But she came home early. Surprised a burglar.
Look, Deirdre, I'm just saying that they are asking James questions, and if he wasn't at the office and he wasn't here, where the hell was he? I heard him crying last night. He's very distressed. Will you just stop doing that for a second?
We have to protect him. He's very vulnerable. It was perfectly understandable, but it didn't mean anything. That's why he's so angry.
What are you talking about?
You know how jealous of Emily he was. He just found it so difficult to keep up with her. Sometimes it could get very nasty between them.
Ridiculous, he adored her. You listen to me. You don't mention anything about their arguments. You don't put James through any more than he has to.
I'm still not satisfied with their statements. I told you to focus on the family itself. Yes.
I talked to a Dora Hills who works for Mr. Harrogate, and she said that he was at the office for about an hour on the night of the murder, but left just after 10:30.
Okay, well, do we have anything on anyone employed or with access to the Harrogate
Well,
house?
we've interviewed 4 people who've done work on the house or the garden, plus the cleaner. She's been with them for 18 months, and we've another couple who come in on Saturdays to do the garden.
Another one?
I'll have another half a lemonade, thanks.
No, thanks. So I'm gonna get out of here. Lisa, did you see that couple over there by the car? That's John Harrogate, our victim's father. Oh, that is definitely not his wife.
I'll get breakfast at the office. Deirdre, did you hear what I just said?
Yes. You know I don't think you should go into the office. We have to plan the funeral.
Look, we discussed all this last night. I said, I'll contact the church and arrange everything. I can do it from work.
If you hadn't gone to the office, none of this would have happened. We'd have been home when Emily got back, but no, you couldn't get through one family dinner without running off to see that woman. You think I don't know, John, but I know.
I didn't run off to see her. I told you exactly where I would be, and that is where I was.
With her. What happened? Did James find you with her? Is that what happened?
James did not come to the office, and I was working.
Stop it, just stop lying. Do you really think I don't know what's been going on between you and that woman?
Deirdre, I'm going to work. I don't want to get into this, and I don't want the whole neighbourhood to hear.
Yes, well, God forbid anybody should find out that you are not the doting husband and father, but having an affair with a woman who has been after you since day one.
And can you blame me? Do you have any idea what it's like living with you? You and your constant obsessions.
You make me have them! Emily knew about you, and I did everything I could so the children wouldn't find out.
Oh, right. So that's why you sent James after me, was it? What did you hope he would find? Me screwing her over a desk? I was working, making enough so I could walk away and leave you. Oh, Christ. such a bitch. No, I'll talk to them. You just stay here and do your usual cleaning and washing. But you can't make this better. Nothing can.
Can I get you tea or coffee?
No, thank you. You called the station last night?
Yes, that's correct. It's because I work for the Harrogates for quite some time.
You had a key to their house, yes?
Yes, but she asked for it back when I left. She wasn't an easy person to work for. Very meticulous. God forbid if there was a dish or a cup not replaced in the exact position on the shelf.
You remained in touch with the Harrogates since you left?
No, I have not. Well, we live in a council estate and theirs is a private estate.
Sorry, we?
My son, Michael.
How old is he?
19. But he's not here now, he's at work. He's a trainee electrician.
And Mr. Summerby?
I'm divorced. He lives in Scarborough. He's a travelling salesman. And the further he travels, the better.
Is your son on a bicycle?
Well, he used to, but he drives a van now.
Did you know Emily Harrogate?
No, not really. Well, he picked me up once, I think, from their house, but he didn't know them.
Why did you want to know if the cyclist had come forward?
Pardon?
When you called the station, you wanted to know if the cyclist we'd asked to come forward had been traced.
Oh, yes.
Why was that of such interest to you?
Well, I hoped that it would mean that you'd made an arrest. There was a witness, wasn't there, who saw whoever it was riding past the Harrogates?
Yes. Yes, there was.
It was, I'm sure, about 9:30 when Mr. Harrogate came to the office.
Do you usually work so late?
Not at all. But we had a very big order in. It needed a lot of extra paperwork as it was an overseas sale.
It says here that Mr. Harrogate left at 10:15.
Well, I wasn't timekeeping, but I'm sure he stayed over half an hour at the very least.
How long have you worked for his company?
3 years.
Do you know the family?
No, I've never actually met the children. His wife once or twice.
Do you socialise with John Harrogate outside the office?
No, I don't.
At any point when you were with John Harrogate on that night, did his son James appear?
No. We finished the paperwork that was needed for me to send off the following morning, and then Mr. Harrogate left. I think he was having dinner with his family. You know, I have actually said all this to someone who came to the office. I'm unsure why you wanted to see me again personally.
Thank you very much for your time.
It is a very tragic situation, and I'm sorry I cannot be of more help.
Show Mrs. Hills out.
DCS Walker's here.
Yeah, what did she have to say for herself?
Well, she's claiming she's just John Harrogate's business partner, but they're definitely a hot item. She's lying through her teeth.
Here, don't touch that, Lisa. We need a warrant to open that up.
Sorry, I'm Detective Sergeant West, and this is Detective Sergeant Satchell. We were talking to, I think it was your mother? Are you Michael?
Yeah.
Your bike in there, is it?
I don't have one. Take a look. I was just on my way to work, so...
Your mother said you knew Emily Harrogate.
I didn't know her. I'd met her once or twice when I picked up my mum, but I didn't really know her.
Sure it's all right for us to take a look around?
Help yourself, mate, but I've got to go to work, so if you don't mind pulling door 2 when you're done.
Hello?
You.
Satch. Yep. Okay, well done. Talk to the neighbours, see what else you can get. Bye. Mike, can this wait? Okay, everyone, we have a suspect that's not connected to the family. Name's Michael Summerby, son of a woman who used to clean for the Harrogates. I'll arrange a warrant to search her house. I want him brought in on suspicion of murder.
I've now moved in to take care of my daughter and the boys. She's very depressed. She has continual migraines.
Ah, yes, the family liaison officer keeps me updated. Perhaps Mr. Harrogate's at home.
No, he isn't, and he won't be. He moved out last week, right after the funeral.
Be back after lunch. Be back after lunch, John. Darling, I'm going off to lunch.
Okay. See you later. Hello. Didn't hear you come in.
She just passed me.
By she, I take it you mean Dora. She's having lunch with a client. Fancy a sandwich?
No.
Why aren't you at school?
Mum's selling the house. Said she needed a hand.
Well, she didn't waste any time. You okay? Must be difficult for you, living at home.
Yeah. They were there today.
Who?
Police. The dummy. Chucking it down the stairs to see if it would hit its head. They called it Emily.
Oh, God. Was Mark there?
No, he was at school. We weren't allowed to watch it anyway. What if it was an accident?
We know it wasn't, James. She had to have been pushed down the cellar stairs by that bastard.
But what if she wasn't?
James, we know she was. He's about to stand trial for killing her, and I hope he gets sent away for life, the scum. God, I'd like 10 minutes with him.
Am I glad to go to the trial?
You may even be called. I hope not, but I want us there, all of us, as a family.
But we're not anymore, are we? I don't want to go.
Oh, come on. Look, I'll be there with you, James. Look, don't you want to see this Michael Summerby found guilty?
But what if he isn't?
What is it? Tell me. Come on, you can trust me. Did you go back to the house that night? James, what did you see?
What are you doing?
For God's sake, James, what do you know?
Oh, I get all the way to the restaurant and they call me on my mobile to say they can't make it. You know, John, you're going to have to talk to him. He's very rude to me. I mean, I can understand why, obviously, but he walked straight past when I left and now he's just done it again. John?
I need to talk to him.
Dr. Kinton, the arm marks we've seen, could they have been caused by someone trying to take hold to prevent the fall?
Yes.
They could equally have occurred when Emily was in the nightclub earlier that night, could they not?
That also is possible.
So you can point to nothing to prove that the fall down to the cellar was caused by another person intentionally pushing her?
No.
Thank you, Dr. Kinton.
I found her in the hallway, lying on the floor in a heap.
So what did you do?
I went to try and comfort her. I think I started saying something like, "Are you okay?"
Can you stand up?
That sort of thing.
What did you think had happened to her?
At that stage, I thought she'd fallen down the stairs, but I didn't really have time to think. She suddenly looked at me and she was saying, like,
Stay away from me!
She was being attacked or something and she was trying to get away. I didn't really know what to do. She sort of got up and she was backing away from me and she was shouting, "Stay away from me!" I mean, I kept saying it was me. It's me, it's my kid! Stay away from me! But it didn't seem to make any difference. I mean, she looked really scared, like something, I don't know, terrible had happened to her and she didn't want anyone near her. She just kept backing away from me. At this point, I thought she was hysterical, so I went to grab her arms so I could try and calm her down.
Do you recall what position she was in when you grabbed her by the arms? Michael, what position was Emily in when you grabbed her by the arms?
Facing me. She was facing me. Because I was moving forward and she was pulling away, and then she just suddenly went through the door and down the cellar steps. Her head was at a really funny angle. Her eyes were open and it was horrible. I'd done it.
What do you mean you'd done it?
I mean, it was my fault. Because I kept saying to her that it was me. It was Mike. She didn't seem to recognize me.
You don't understand! James, listen to me! James! What on earth do you think you're doing? I understand it's a terrible thing for you to say. Yes, of course I do. It's dreadful for all of us.
He looked at me. He kept looking at me. He knows. He knows.
Now, James, you listen to me. You listen.
What are you doing?
I know what you told me
Yes, you were.
about seeing Emily fall. I know that, but that was an accident.
And I'll tell her who I saw you.
I understand why you ran away. James. You were scared of him. It's understandable.
I loved her so much. You put out for him, now I'm missing.
Get off me! James! Stop it! But James, darling. James, you must not tell anyone. I won't. Not ever. It'll be our secret.
He kept looking at me.
Then you look back. You look straight back at him. Because he killed Emily. He killed her. He threw her down the cellar stairs. Not you. Michael Summerby is not going to get away with this. And you say nothing.